One, two, three, four.
This is Radio 3-Way FM live from the Mozart Hall. Coming to you in front of a live audience as part of the Warrnambool Storytelling Festival, featuring an eclectic troupe of actors and
the Tin Shed Singers,
backed by popular demand with... All right, how did all this lot get into the studio? There are feathers everywhere.
Oh, just try to ignore them. Maybe they'll go away. So, what are we hearing today?
Seagulls!
No, today we'll hear a brand new radio play, a cautionary tale of greed, the land and sea, and sometimes both. It says here that it's never been performed in front of live people.
We rehearsed in the mall.
The world premiere of a Grimm tale.
Oh.
Spooky.
No, that's Brothers Grimm. It's based on a tale by the Brothers Grimm.
Right, so you know all about it. I mean, you, the storyteller. What's it called then? What's wrong?
Well, I know I had it written down here somewhere.
You mean you don't know what it's called?
Something about a seal, an Irish seal, an enchanted flesh, was it?
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, people have said that about the whole play.
Oh, I'm sure I had it here somewhere, whatever I say.
What do you say?
Oh, sorry, I turned over 2 pages.
Well, look for it again. We don't have all day.
Ah, here it is.
Good. Now, could you kindly tell us the name of this confounded show already?
Maybe you should tell them.
Fine. Ladies and gentlemen, the Enchanted Fish from the Irish Sea. Now, let's get started, for heaven's sake.
I just need to find my glasses.
You're wearing them. Why are you stalling for time?
We don't know if the play's the right length.
Oh, don't say that. We'll end up with prolonged seagulls.
Oh, shoo! No! No way! Get out of here! Shoo!
Oh, they didn't like that.
Oh, no, they don't, and there's more of them now.
I think we might be stuck with them.
Good Lord, there's one wearing a hat.
What's going on? Why are they circling us like that?
Here you are, Bertie. Fancy a chip? Catch. There's more next door.
No, don't give them that. Help!
And as 3-Way FM radio host John McGuinness is carried away by a flock of seagulls, it's now time we begin the show.
Yeah, get on with it.
Once, in the little town of Girt by Sea, there was a fisherman who lived in a hovel with his wife. And each day he would go out to the jetty to catch fish. One evening, he sat on the shore, having caught nothing.
Blimey, I've caught nothing. She won't be too pleased about that.
All of a sudden, his float was dragged away deep under the waves, and drawing it up, he pulled a great, big, bright green fish out of the water. It floundered in the shallows, so he assumed it was a flounder.
Well, you'll make a fine meal tonight.
But suddenly, the fish spoke.
Well, begorra, there you are, fisherman. Listen, let me go, will you? I won't taste no good, you see. So just put me back in the water, all right? and let me swim away.
Oh, you can talk. Why are you Irish?
It's the only accent I can do, mate.
But what are you doing in these waters so far from the Irish Sea? Are you on holiday? Did you migrate here for the mating season or
Mate,
some?
that's none of your business, mate. I'm just here. All right, I'm here, and I'm Irish, apparently. But there's more, you see. I'm not really a fish. I'm an enchanted prince who got turned into a fish.
Oh, right. So am I supposed to kiss you or something so you can change into a prince?
I'm not a frog.
Well, I'm not Rex Hunt neither, but I just thought
No,
that...
no. Just let me go, all right, mate, and I'll be on my way.
Well, no need to worry, Your Royal Highness. I don't want nothing to do with the talking fish anyway, enchanted or not. I don't know how I'm going to explain this to the missus, though.
So he put the fish back in the water and it quickly swam away. He packed his gear and headed home.
Oh, oi! Was that you?
The seagull landed expertly on his shoulder. It wore a small red tartan hat and spoke to him with a Scottish accent.
Och, nacher ma fair. Aye, the Nick Nummock by the Kirkcaldy McCree Macology, the new.
What?
I said with a Scottish accent. What was that?
Some kind of racial stereotyping by the sound of it.
Look, that's the accent. Take it or leave it.
Well, just dial it back a bit.
Now, what's going on, seagull? Why are you swearing at me in German?
Nay, that was fluent Scottish I spoke to you in, laddie.
First an enchanted fish from Ireland, and now a seagull that soils me coat and squawks at me in a overblown Scottish accent. What next? A tap dancing whale from Cardiff?
Nice to meet you too, laddie.
Well, what do you want? Do you fancy a chip?
Nay, no. Listen here, laddie. I'm your voice of reason, I am.
Oh, me voice of reason. Well, for heaven's sake. Do I need a voice of reason?
Maybe so. You just caught an enchanted fish and then let it go without asking anything in return.
Well, I wasn't too keen to engage with a talking fish, but now I'm stuck with a talking seagull. I might have eaten the fish, but what am I supposed to do with you?
Hear me out, laddie. All good stories need a voice of reason. Now, you're going home to tell the wife that you caught an enchanted fish that was actually a prince. Your wife is going to want to know why you didn't ask the prince for something. Say, all the fish you could eat?
Ah, you're right. I could go back and ask. But it's getting late, so I'll just go home empty-handed and face the music with me wife.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you. One more thing. Do you not live in a wee hovel?
In a what hovel?
Wee.
Oh, we? Are you Scottish or French?
Wee.
Well, yes, Look, we live in a hovel. I'm not too proud to admit that we are poor.
Remember, laddie, being empty-handed doesn't always make you poorer.
So what? You're my very own Jiminy Cricket or something, are you?
Let your conscience be your guide. And all that guff, laddie. I'll be keeping my eye on you.
What's it gonna be next? Anyway, I'd better get going or I'll be in strife with the wife.
Wife. Let's go to the wife and drink lots of tea and drink lots of tea. It's really quite a life.
that goes. Me knob just dropped off. That'll be something else to fix.
Is that you?
I think so. Hang on, I'll just check.
Don't try to be smart with me, mister. You're late. Where have you been? Not down the pub?
No, dear, no, just down at the seashore.
Did you catch any fish? Or is that just you I can smell?
No, that's, well, it's an interesting story.
It's a simple question, isn't it? Did you catch any fish?
Well, yes. I mean, no, I didn't catch any fish to bring home, but
This better be good. A fish that big got away. Every fisherman has a story.
I caught a great, big, bright, green flounder. And well, he was Irish.
The fisherman's wife's parents were from Dublin, so he hoped this might temper her mood.
Oh, well, where is it then? And how do you know it was Irish?
He told me.
He told you? Are you sure you haven't been to the pub?
No, dear. I mean, yes, I am sure that I haven't been there, but
Well, so what did this Irish fish tell you then, eh? I dare say it had something very important to share if it entered into a conversation with you, of all people.
Actually, he had quite a few interesting things to say. But the bottom line was, he asked me to release him because he was actually an enchanted prince. And so
was he a prince, was he?
Yeah.
Well, then why didn't you invite him home for scones so I could meet this Irish prince fish and get his autograph?
Well, I didn't think.
And if he
to be
was
honest.
so enchanted, didn't you ask him for anything?
Oh, well, what should I have asked for?
Well, at least some fish, so that we had something interesting for dinner. Now, it'll be mince again. Or tripe for you, and you can cook it yourself.
Oh, yeah. The seagull said you'd say that.
The seagull? Said what? What on earth are you talking about now?
Nothing, dear.
Was the seagull an Irish prince too, then?
He was Scottish, actually. But I don't think he was a prince. No. He had a little hat on.
Even your imagination is stupid. You dream up a magic flounder, then don't even ask it for some fish to eat.
Well, I didn't want to ask him to sacrifice any of his friends, so...
Utter nonsense, for goodness sake.
Yes, I suppose you're right, dear.
Of course I'm right. Have you looked around lately?
Well, no, I don't suppose I have.
This nasty, stinking hovel we live in is falling down around us. And even if you had met some enchanted fish prince from Ireland or Scotland or out of Mongolia, you're too foolish to think to ask for so much as a coat of paint.
No, well, I didn't think of a coat of paint. I thought you'd like something more than that.
You're damn right I would.
Oh, yes, dear.
You better go back to your magic fish in the morning and tell him we want a proper cottage to live in.
Okay. Yes, dear.
Way ho and up she rises, way ho and up she rises, way ho and up she rises early in the morning.
The fisherman went down to the shore again and found the sea looking agitated with splashes of yellow and green. He didn't like the prospect of telling the enchanted fish what he ought to be doing for them, but He also knew that life would not be worth living if he didn't make his wife happy. At the edge of the water, he stood and called out something he had practiced all night, hoping no other fisherman would hear him.
Oh, wonderful enchanted fish of the Irish Sea, I pray you come back and listen to me. Elsie, my wife, will have her way, whatever I do, whatever I say.
I thought you might be back. What is it she wants then?
Well, you see, she's Irish like you, so she has impeccable
Get to the
taste.
point, would you? You don't need to flatter me.
Well, better to flatter you than to batter you.
Be careful now, mate. Aren't you about to ask me for something?
Your fishy highness, my wife says that when I caught you, I should have asked for something in return for letting you go again.
Right you are then. So what she want?
She would like, we would like to live in a nice little cottage. But instead, we live in a very run-down, fallen down, hovel. And she says she won't live there a minute longer.
And neither will she. Go home, she's already in the cottage. It's a white picket fence, same place as the hovel was.
Oh, well, thank you very much, kind sir.
The fish disappeared into the murky sea, and the fisherman turned to hurry home, forgetting again that he really ought to take some fish back as well. As he went, a white splash splattered on his shoe.
No, not again! Can't you be more careful?
Good to see you too, fisherman.
Hello, seagull. Have you come to say I told you so?
Nay, everyone makes mistakes, laddie. I just tried to prevent them. So you've got a lovely new cottage instead of your wee hovel. I just flew over it.
Oh, I hope you didn't poo on me roof.
Nay, of course not. Do you think your wife will be happy now?
Oh, I hope so. Oh, though come to think of it, she'll probably want something else eventually.
Well, I'm glad you can see that. Makes my job easier. Just remember, laddie, if I'm Jiminy Cricket, then that makes you the puppet.
Oh.
I'll see you around.
Relieved that the seagull had not stayed longer, the fisherman rounded the corner into his street. He could already see the hovel was gone, and a new cottage stood in its place, with his wife standing in the doorway.
Come in, husband. Your enchanted fish certainly delivered. Isn't this better than that ditch? Look, there's a parlour and a large kitchen. There's a garden out the back already filled with flowers, fruit and vegetables. And there's even ducks and chickens, so we'll have plenty of eggs.
Oh. Well, it just sounds like a lot more work for me. Yes, it does all seem marvellously better, dear.
Oh, how happily we will live now, husband.
Yes.
New cottage wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, a nice new cottage wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, a nice new cottage wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind.
A week later, after living happily ever after in the cottage, the fisherman's wife suddenly raised a new thought at the breakfast table.
Husband, you haven't been fishing much lately.
No, I haven't. Oh, aren't these eggs superb? They're wonderfully cooked.
It's just that I've been thinking.
Oh, God. God, I wish you wouldn't.
Perhaps your enchanted fish is still there.
Perhaps.
Only there's not really enough room cottage. The courtyard and the garden are far too small. I should like to have a stone palace, a large stone palace to live in. Go to the fish again and tell him to give us a palace.
Oh, wife, I don't want to bother him again. Perhaps he'll be angry. Let's be content with this lovely cottage.
Nonsense. I'm sure he'll be happy to help. Go along quickly now and try. Besides, the palace would have servants, so you wouldn't need to do as many chores as you do now.
Ah, well, very well then, I'll try.
So the fisherman went back, but his heart was heavy. The sea looked dark blue, gloomy and restless.
Oh, wonderful enchanted fish of the Irish Sea, I pray you come back and listen to me. Elsie, my wife, have her way again. Whatever I do, whatever I say.
And what is it that she wants now?
Ah, well, I'm sorry to bother you, sir. Only she's very grateful for the cottage. We both are. But she was thinking that maybe she'd have some more room if we lived in a palace.
There's no judgment here, mate. Go home. She's already at the palace's door.
The fisherman was amazed that his magic was so quick, but even so, he hurried home again. A group of seagulls swooped overhead, seemingly mocking him. He squinted to see if any of them wore a little tartan hat. He was in no mood to hear any Scottish wisdom from his voice of reason, which had once again proven to be correct. When he arrived home, he indeed found a great palace in place of the cottage. He stood aghast, staring at it from afar. Suddenly, his wife came galloping up to him, riding on a handsome brown stallion, a magnificent thoroughbred of regal pedigree.
Oh, isn't he grand, husband? He comes with the palace, apparently. Such a beautiful horse.
It's just two coconut shells being knocked together.
Hush! Don't ruin it.
Good evening, sir.
Who are you? You're English. Blimey! Has this play got the whole United Kingdom in it or something?
He's one of the servants, dear. Don't stare. They come with the palace, too.
Inside, there was a large hallway with a marble floor and walls covered with beautiful tapestries. All the rooms were furnished with expensive antique chairs and drawers. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceilings. The very best food and wine overloaded the tables until they almost collapsed. Behind the palace was a splendid garden with the most beautiful flowers and fruit trees and a pleasant forest 2 kilometres deep with elk and deer and rabbits and everything you could possibly want. And in the courtyard were stables full of dozens more magnificent horses, none of which were secretly coconut shells. Other farm animals wandered around.
Well, now we will live so contented and happy in this beautiful palace for the rest of our lives.
Perhaps we may.
Huh?
But let us consider and sleep on it before we make up our minds.
Oh.
So they ate a sumptuous meal and went to sleep in a comfortable king-sized bed with an ornate canopy.
Next morning, the fisherman slept in. His wife woke up with the broad daylight already streaming into the room. She stared out the window at the beautiful landscape stretching all the way to the horizon. The king-sized bed gave her an idea.
Sometimes I wake up grumpy. Other days, I let him sleep. Husband, get up! Bestir yourself!
Oh, God, why'd you wake me? Surely I've got no chores to do. I mean, look, plenty of stuff. No chores.
Who do you think it is? Of course it's me. Who were you expecting?
Well, wife.
No, I've decided. I think we should be king. You must be king of all the land as far as we can see. You must ask the fish.
Oh, wife, why should I wish to be king? I don't want to be a king, and indeed, I won't be.
Well, then I will. If we're going to live in a palace, one of us might as well be a king.
Oh, but wife, the fish can't make you a king. He's only a prince himself.
No more arguing. Go and at least try. I will be king.
So the man got up, dressed, had breakfast, and with great sorrow to think his wife should want to be king, he trudged down to the sea.
Well, someone got out the wrong side of the bed.
Oh, hello, McSeagull. It's me wife.
Ain't it always? What do you want today?
She wants to be king.
That's ridiculous. She can't be king.
Yes, I told her that, but she wouldn't listen. I'm sure the fish won't be too impressed.
Hey, listen. She can't be king.
Oh, and what happens to the old king? Does he just disappear into thin air or something?
She can't be king, laddie. Because she's a woman.
Oh, thank goodness. You are the voice of reason. Oh, I knew something didn't sound right about all that.
She'll have to be queen instead.
Oh, God, thanks a lot. I thought you'd let me off the hook.
You're the fisherman, and it's the prince you shouldn't have let off the hook, laddie. So what's she going to be queen of, eh?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it'll have to be Gert.
Gert? What's Gert?
Well, this town. Gert by sea.
Queen of Gert? Nay. Sounds all wrong. Maybe the Gertish queen? No, you can't be, laddie.
Oh, just afraid of what she's going to ask for next.
Well, she'll probably want the nuclear launch codes next. Or perhaps her own Space Force.
Ooh. But really, maybe the fish won't be able to do it. And that'll put an end to all of it.
You do realise, laddie, if she's a queen, then you'll be the king.
Oh, but I just want to be a fisherman.
You do enjoy living in something better than a hovel, though,
Well,
eh?
yes, but I was happy in the cottage. Oh, I'd better hurry up or she'll have me thrown into the dungeon or something. Oh, fish, it's me again, wonderful enchanted fish of the Irish Sea. I pray you come back and listen to me. Anytime you want to cut me off, you can, because it's a really long prayer that I made up, and I'm very vexed.
Fisherman. What is it that she wants now?
Oh, fish, I'm terribly sorry, Your Royal Highness, but she wants to be king, not me.
I can't do that.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
She'll have to be queen.
Oh, what? Are you sure about that?
Well, of course I'm sure. A woman can't be queen. I mean, can't be king.
Oh, no, I mean, isn't it beyond your powers as a prince?
Beyond my powers. Of course it is. I'm enchanted, mate. They go home. She's already a queen.
Ah, oh, thank you. Bye.
The fisherman trudged home. As he turned the corner and approached the now much larger palace, he saw a troop of royal guards on horseback and heard the sound of drums and trumpets. Everything inside was made of pure marble with velvet covers and ornate golden tassels. He was greeted by a sentry at the gate who led him to a large throne room. There his wife sat in front of the entire court on a high throne of gold and diamonds. A shining crown sat upon her head, and in her hands a sceptre of pure gold and precious gems. Either side of her stood a row of handmaidens, all waiting to do her bidding.
Well, wife, are you the king? The queen?
Indeed, we are.
Oh, must be the royal we. Now we'll never have anything else to wish for.
I don't know about that.
Oh.
Never is a long time.
Oh.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save our Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save our Queen.
The next day, the woman summoned her husband to the throne room.
Who are you?
I might ask you the same thing.
I'm
I'm a storyteller.
What?
You too?
There must be two of us. I thought there were bits missing. They must be your lines.
So whose turn is it?
You go.
The next day, the woman summoned her husband to the throne room.
Now, husband, we are tiring of being king.
Queen, your majesty.
And who are you?
I am the Royal Chamberlain, sir. We met back in scene 5. The writer thought one line wasn't enough to make it worth having me. So I have returned.
Oh, all right. But, Your Majesty, how can you be tired? You don't actually do any work.
Don't be impertinent, husband. One should have aspirations.
Oh, and what is it, dear wife, that you aspire to now?
We should like to be emperor.
Oh, what?
You heard me. We want to be emperor.
Empress, I think you'll find, your majesty.
Goodness. Well, why should you want to be that?
Question not my intentions. Go to the fish. We shall be emperor.
Dear wife, I'm sure the fish can't make you an emperor. And I really shouldn't ask for such a thing.
I am the king.
Queen, your majesty.
And you are my servant.
I am your husband.
And I am ordering you to go directly to the fish and tell him I will be emperor.
So, of course, the fisherman was obliged to go. He looked around, hoping the Scottish seagull would appear and give him some of his reason.
That blasted seagull is here when you don't want him. Nowhere to be seen when you do. Oh, this is all too much to ask. The fish is going to be angry and then we'll be sorry for what we've done.
When he arrived at the sea, the water was black and murky, and a mighty whirlwind hovered overhead. He went to the shore, called out his summoning verse, and eventually the fish appeared.
What? You again? Well, spit it out then.
She wants to be emperor.
No harm, she's already emperor.
Without so much as a blink of his fin, the fish disappeared, and the man went home, greatly dispirited. The entire palace had now taken on a golden hue, with polished marble and alabaster statues. Soldiers were marching outside the gate, and inside, barons and counts were walking around like servants. As he entered the throne room, his wife sat on a lofty throne made of solid gold, with a great diamond-set crown on her head that was hideously tall. The crown, that is, not her head. She held the scepter, and now too an imperial orb. Bodyguards stood in 2 rows at her side, and princes and dukes petitioned before her. The fisherman did not bother to speak to his wife.
Santiano gained the day. Away, Santiano. Santiano gained the day. All on the shores of goodbye sea. Goodbye sea, oh goodbye sea. Away, Santiano. Goodbye sea is a place I know. All on the shores of goodbye sea.
One day, the fisherman woke up with a feeling that things could only get worse.
Oh dear. I have a feeling that things can only get worse.
That was my line. Don't tell me there's 3 of us.
Who are you? What do you mean 3 of us?
I'm the storyteller, telling this story. Well, one of them.
Well, excuse me. I'm the fisherman living it. Is it your fault things are getting worse?
No, I didn't write the story. I'm just telling it.
I'm not sure I can see any difference. Wait. Have you been watching me sleep?
No.
Oh, get out of my room! Creep! Wife! Where are you?
The fisherman forgot that since they now lived in an enormous palace, they slept in different rooms.
Oh! Are you still here?
Well, they needed some background explanation.
They? Who's they?
The people listening to the story.
Well, they can all sod off too! You can all just get out of the way and let me live my own story!
Oh, there you are. Where have you been?
Wife, look here. Some sort of bloomin' narrator person has broken into me room and she says...
Never mind that. I have decided. It is a wonderful life that we are living, but I've been thinking.
Oh, not again.
Don't be rude. Seems like I need to do all the thinking for the both of us.
Oh, is that what you're doing? Well, thanks for clearing that up. Now, can I have some privacy while I get dressed?
Quiet, husband. Listen. I have been wondering, why should we stay at being emperor?
Yes. Yeah. Why don't we just go back to being husband and wife and living happily ever after in a little cottage?
Silence! Next, I will be Pope.
What?
I will be Pope.
I heard you. How can you possibly be a pope? You know there's only one pope at a time, right?
Yes, of course. That will be me. The fish will do it.
Don't they usually choose a cardinal for that? And, you know, a man. You aren't even Catholic, are you?
Lapsed Irish Catholic. Look, I'm sure your fish can do anything. He made me king.
Queen. And you need to speak Latin for the masses.
I speak to the masses all the time in this job. A fat lot of good it does me. Might as well speak Latin.
And you need to be, well, you need to be celibate.
Oh, well, that's hardly a problem these days, is it? Look, it's simple. You go and tell the fish, I want to be Pope. Or we'll eat him.
Oh, well, I don't think we need to go quite that far.
If he can make me king and emperor, he can make me Pope. Just remember who's in charge here.
Since our wedding day.
What?
I mean, nothing, dear. I'll get my cap on and I'll go to the journey.
Well, you better wear more than that.
So, the fisherman went, dressed.
So, you're back again, are you?
Is that okay?
Well, look, you couldn't, make that Scottish seagull fella appear, could you?
Well, as I said, I'm not the writer. But hang on, I'll just check the next page. Yes, the seagull appears in the next scene.
Ah. Oh, thanks. Can you just see if you can stop him splattering on me, though?
I'm not God.
Gaudeamus, 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 Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus, Hodie.
You missed me! Oh, bloody hell, I stepped in it!
Yeah, sorry, laddie. So, you're off to see the fish formerly known as Prince again then, are you?
Oh, however did you guess, McSeagull?
Going by your dreary demeanour, the wife wants to be Rupert Murdoch now, or some such person. Does she? It'd have to be something big to impress an empress.
Well, she wants to be the Pope.
The Pope? Well, that's ridiculous. I mean, there's a checklist for that one. I mean, is she even Catholic?
Well, she's lapsed Irish, same as the fish. Well, the fish is Irish. I don't know if he's Catholic or anything.
If he's nae too traditional, he might be pleased to see her as the Pope.
But she's not even a cardinal or anything.
Technically, she doesn't have to be.
Oh.
Ah! But she will need to know Latin. Can she speak any?
Lorem ipsum dola sita met. Excepta non culpa que officia id est laborum.
Right, well, laddie. And what's that mean?
I've got no idea. I don't know. I just made it up. But if I can pretend to speak Latin, then so can she. Wait. Why am I defending her? Oh, this is all hopeless.
Listen, don't fret, laddie. He may be a fish of the Irish Sea, but I can't see what authority he's got over the Holy See. You get it? The Holy See? That was a clever pun, laddie. Hey, someone go plug the audience. I think they're falling asleep, eh? Are you there to sign with cheering on it? Hold it up, man. Let him make a clever pun. Hey!
Hey, well, that's true, I guess, but what right could a fish just whimsically install a pope? Surely he'll see this as a stupid, impossible idea and won't let it happen.
I don't think he cares, laddie. It's always, what does she want? Okay, she's got it.
Then how do I stop him from being so damned agreeable?
Well, you could eat him. Just a thought.
Why is it up to me all the time? Hey, can't you come and talk to him for me?
Hey, laddie. He's Irish. I've got enough trouble trying to understand my own accent. Let alone his.
Well, I can translate for you. Aren't you supposed to be my voice of reason?
Aye, laddie. But you're the protagonist. I can only help you within reason.
Will be reasonable. Hey, maybe you can reason with him.
Yeah, alright, that's enough of that. Fine. I'll come and prompt you, alright?
Yes.
So, the fisherman went on with a slightly more optimistic step, the seagull following from above.
Who's that?
Oh, I don't know. They say they're the storyteller or something.
When they got to the shore, the wind was raging and the seagull was tossed around in its currents. The sea was swelling up and down like boiling water. Sailboats danced fearfully upon the waves in great distress. In the middle of the sky was a patch of blue, but towards the south it was tinged a heavy grey with streaks of red, as if a dreadful storm was rising.
Laddie, someone in high places seems mighty displeased. I should think you're trying to usurp upon me a wee bit frowned upon.
The fisherman became terribly frightened and trembled, his knees knocking and his voice stammering.
Oh, wonderful, enchanted fish of the sea, of the Irish sea. I pray you come back and please listen to me. Elsie, my wife will have her way. Whatever I do and whatever I say, I guess, I don't know anymore.
What does she want now?
Nothing.
Is this just a social visit then? Are you here to catch me again?
Your Highness.
Your Royal Highness? Are you a Catholic Irish prince?
Lost. It's a wee bit hard. Try to attend mass when you're a fish, you see.
Well, how would you feel if my wife was
You need to be a wee bit more thoughtful than that, laddie.
I mean, could my wife be, the Pope, perhaps?
Well, is she a woman?
I'm afraid so.
And, is she an ordained member of the church?
No, she's not.
And her Latin is terrible.
And how's her Latin?
Oh, it's terrible.
I think you've got him, laddie. He's sure to refuse you.
And this is what she wants then, to be Pope.
Oh, I'm afraid so.
But she would understand.
But she would understand if you said no.
No,
Yay!
that's not a problem.
What?
Go home, she's the Pope already.
What? No! Ow! Come on!
Well, you see, I can do anything.
No, you can't. You can't let this happen, or I'll bloody well eat you.
It's too late. Go home. You live in the Vatican now.
Well, how do I get there?
Same place as before. Goodbye.
Well, laddie, that didn't go so well.
Oh, you're telling me. What do I do now?
I can't tell you. I'm getting a wee bit out of my depth.
I was out of mine about 2 houses ago.
Well, one last word of reason for you. Just remember not to criticise your wife's choices too much, laddie. You are one of them after all.
With that, the fisherman dragged himself home and the seagull swirled away with an ah! As he turned the corner, he saw smoke billowing into the air. He found himself in a crowded marble courtyard surrounded by people. High up on a balcony, in papal gowns and an exquisite mitre, his wife stood beaming and waving to the crowd. She was surrounded by lines of priests, bishops and cardinals, red, black and white, with splashes of purple and gold. They all looked rather confused about what had just happened. It took a while to get through the crowd, trying to get a closer look. Apparently, saying that he was the Pope's husband confused most people. And they were uncooperative about giving directions. Finally, he found her, clothed in pure gold, sitting on a throne that towered high into the sky. Around her stood all the pomp and power of the church. Emperors and kings knelt before her, kissing her slippers.
Well, wife, are you the Pope now, are you?
Look around you, husband. Of course I am Pope. I knew your fish could bless us in this way.
Well, you should come and see what I have to do to get your wishes granted.
Nonsense. The Pope is too busy to go on those sort of errands. But husband, isn't this divine?
Surely you can be nothing grander than the Pope, wife, and you'll be content now, yeah?
I shall consider it.
Oh.
That night, the Pope went to bed, but her desires would not let her sleep. She was not satisfied and kept thinking what she wanted to become next. The fisherman slept well and soundly, for he had been constantly running back and forth to the fish. But his wife wandered the halls of the Vatican all night in a quandary, which I assume is what popes wear over their pyjamas. When the sun was about to rise, she watched the early light of dawn and had an idea. Her husband was awoken by a loud gong.
Hello.
As the fisherman sat up in bed, thoroughly rattled, he looked around and saw a tall bishop.
You are summoned to Her Holiness' presence, sir.
So you're a bishop now, are you?
It certainly seems that way, sir.
Well, at least let me put my trousers on.
I'm afraid you are summoned immediately, sir.
The fisherman arrived in the throne room without his trousers. A gaggle of bishops were gathered around the foot of the throne, mumbling to each other.
Quiet, gentlemen.
Quiet! Ah, there you are, husband.
Quiet, gentlemen. Please.
I have decided that being Pope is not enough.
What is it now?
Quiet, Oh.
Surely you can't want anything more.
I realised this morning I cannot prevent the sun from rising.
Your Holiness, are you proposing that you wish to control the rising and setting of the sun?
And the moon. I am very uneasy and cannot bear to see the sun and moon rise without my permission. Go to the fish and tell him I want to control the sun and the moon.
Gentlemen! Please, Oh, I'm tired of this. I'm going for an English breakfast.
The fish made you emperor and pope. Oh, God, I beg you, wife, can't you be satisfied with that?
The man fell to his knees before her, but she was enraged. Her hair flew wildly about her head, and tearing her gown, she lashed at him sharply with a diamond-covered shoe.
No, I cannot stand it any longer. Go to the fish immediately. I command you.
The man pulled on his trousers and fled like a madman from the mad woman.
I am a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe. Yet there's no sickness, no danger in that bright land to which I go.
The fisherman dragged himself down the street. When he turned the corner, he walked into a ferocious wind, so strong it pushed him backwards. The trees were snapping, the houses were blowing over. As he neared the water, he could hear breakers crashing, and in the distance, the peals of thunder from thick, dark clouds gathering overhead. A dreadful storm had descended upon the coast. The heavens were as black as pitch, and the lightning was getting closer. Great waves of murkish grey sea rolled onto the beach, crowned with thick white foam. He looked into the sky for his voice of reason, but the gale was so strong, any bird around was flung through the air.
I need that blasted seagulls at once! Oh, woe is me! I can't do this! And if I do, I'm still, woed. Maybe if I'm lucky, the fish won't come up in this weather. Oh, fat chance my wife will believe that, though. Oh, a wonderful enchanted fish of the Irish Sea. I pray you come back and listen to me. My wife, the Pope, will have her way whatever I do. Oh, she doesn't care about anything I say. Nothing. Oh, I can't go back to the Vatican and report to Her Holiness that the fish didn't come. Then go back until he comes. I will have my wish, she'll say. Oh, I better try again. She might ask for an audience with the fish otherwise. Oh, wonderful, enchanted fish of the Irish Sea, where are you? I don't want to say this again. I'm sick of these wishes. Come on, Irish fish. Oh.
Slowly the fish struggled up to the surface. He rocked back and forth, almost swept away by the waves.
Now what would you be doing after this weather? I tell you, I'm not putting up with this any longer. I'm going home to Ireland. This storm your cause has ruined me holiday, that's for sure.
What? The storm I caused?
But I wish you're not happy, and you're not see that. You just think there would not be divine consequences for changing reality. I wonder she might now.
I'm terribly sorry, Your Royal Fishy Highness, but this is all too much. I can't do it.
Stop your grumbling and get on with it, or I'll miss me flight.
You're flying back to Ireland?
I'm a flying Irish fish, all right? The farthest swim you see. Going first class. You get on with it.
She wants to control the rising and the setting of the sun.
The storm died down, and there was a long silence. But silence doesn't work on radio, so you'll have to imagine it.
She wants to control the sun.
And the moon too.
No, she can never have that.
Oh. Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, I really wish she'd been happy with what she had all along.
Right then, your wish I can grant. Go home to your hovel. She's waiting for you.
And with that, the fish disappeared from sight. The fisherman stumbled home, and sure enough, there was the hovel with his wife on the doorstep. He sat next to her and put his arm around her.
Do you reckon you could leave us in peace for a while?
Oh, right, sorry.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, never mind.
Charlie? I feel as I've just woken up from a long dream.
A dream?
Yes, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Ah. Well, in that case then, there's no harm done. Oh, Elsie, I love you. Come on inside. I ordered us some fish and chips to be delivered. Oh, and I'll fix that gutter tomorrow as well.
Did you not catch any yourself? Again?
No. Maybe fishing's not what I'm best at.
So they got up to go inside.
I thought I told you to go away.
Excuse me, mate. Is this number 99? I've got some fish to deliver.
Yeah, it is.
He looks very prince-like for an Uber Eats person, Charlie. But he's got seaweed in his hair. And very Irish.
Well, yes, Elsie. Maybe one day I'll try to explain it all to you. Jeez, the fish must have missed his flight.
Philip Liebelt from the Brothers Grimm story, The Fisherman and His Wife, with editorial assistance from Dustin Liebelt for the Warrnambool Storytelling Festival. It was performed by John McInnes, Gillian Gunderman, Wendy McKenzie, Dion Cameron, Warren Easley, Paul Fimmel, Judy Lumsden, Philip Shaw, with music and sound effects by the Tin Shed Singers.
Seagulls bring you back then, Mr. McGinnis.
Oh, the blighters dropped me off in Middle Island. I had to swim back and I only just got here.
Well, I guess we'll just have to start the show again then.
No, that's fine. I'll listen to it later. Oh, wait, is there two of you now?
We multiplied during the play.
Is that what we did?
Can I ask the Scottish Seagull a perennial question before we finish?
What's that?
Is there anything worn under the kilt?
Nay, it's all in perfect working order.
That sounds like a Spike Milligan joke.
Well, he's not using it anymore.
So, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from us.
And it's goodbye from them.
Bullions, oh, let us rejoice. We love our silver gold. In May we watch the horses jump and pray that they don't fall. In summer there are when we can swim at sea, and on the long weekend in March we go to Port Fairy. Let's all do laps of lightning street. It's war.